Hello everybody, welcome back to this channel. My name remains MFONISO. So while you are waiting for your nomination, whether it is Commonwealth scholarships or your Chevening final results, or even after you have been nominated, what are the things you should be doing from your own end? Because this is a joint scholarship. There are certain things the scholarship body expects you to do on your own as a person that is as an applicant, a prospective scholar, because they are also doing their own part of reviewing your essays and ensuring that the finances and everything you need is already ready for you to come to the UK and study. So what is being expected of you? I'm going to tell you a story as we are progressing into this. I've listed out 6 to 7 things that you should be doing from your end as you're preparing to also start your study in the UK in September. I really hope that these tips help you. So if you come across this video and you feel you don't need it, but you have people that will need this video, kindly share this video with them. Subscribe to my channel. Look at the content I'm giving out to you. There are premium content that everyone that's actually in the scholarship journey needs to see, whether you're coming to the UK or you're going to the US or you're going to any part of the world. So the first thing that I have seen that has made a lot of people have lose their scholarship is proficiency test. Yeah, you talk to a lot of people, especially Erasmus scholars, they like arguing this fact that write to your coordinator and they're going to waive these things for you. Absolutely. Remember, that part of Europe and UK is different. And your consortium and another person's consortium is also different, and your scholarship and another person's scholarship is different. Say for example, you are going for shared scholarship, which is what I go on Commonwealth shared scholarship, and it is your school that is going to give you your stipend throughout the 12 months that you're going to stay in the UK, and they're telling you that you must provide IELTS for them. Would you go and argue with them that I'm not going to give you IELTS and you must give me my scholarship? You would not dare do that. So what are you supposed to do? Start preparing to write your IELTS today. You might say, okay, I will wait till I'm nominated before I write my IELTS or I write my TOEFL, because why would I spend my money and write IELTS and TOEFL when you're not even sure of nomination or being selected? In my set, there are over 3 people, if not that I know about, because they could be more, there's a possibility for more, that lost their scholarship because they couldn't meet the IELTS standard. Now, don't get me wrong, they applied to write this IELTS, but they did not make the cutoff mark for their school. Their school demanded for 7.0, nothing less than 6.5 in all of the four writings and all. But they fell below the mark and they rewrote again. The same thing happened. I know two people that wrote twice and they failed the IELTS and they revoked their scholarship from them. You wouldn't want to be in that shoe, because it is more painful than not being nominated. It is more painful than not being nominated, because that same essay you wrote for last year that got you nominated might not get you nominated again, because that could not be the area that they are actually interested in taking people for next year. So you see, you can't be at the losing end after putting all the hours and sleepless nights preparing for this opportunity, and when it's actually at your doorstep, you blow it up because you couldn't write IELTS and you couldn't pass IELTS. What a flimsy excuse. You couldn't be able to live with yourself. The regret is high. Prepare to write IELTS. It's for your own benefit and for your own good, because in that IELTS, you're not just going to use it for your scholarship alone. I wrote IELTS, and it's not only in my school alone that I'm using my IELTS. I'm using my IELTS in other places, other professional bodies that I am trying to get into. When they demand for English proficiency, I have to present it to them. Do you understand? So this IELTS is not just about getting into school and getting an unconditional offer. No, it's not. It's beyond that. Another thing that usually happens, which is the second tip, is there is this particular scholar in my set that they rejected our transcript because it was a student's transcript. I know school accepts student transcript, but they rejected our own particular one, but they accepted others from that same school. I know you are going to say it's village people, but I don't know what exactly happened. She had to do everything possible to get an original transcript. I don't know. My own case, I used my statement of result because my original certificate was not ready at that time, but I got my original certificate before my confirmation came in, my award confirmation came in. So please, even if you have a student copy of your transcript and you also have statement of result and you don't have the original certificate, endeavor to get your original transcript and your also original statement or your original certificate from your school. Let these things not be a problem from your end. You might say they would understand. Absolutely, some people might understand, but You're competing with thousands of eligible people for the same opportunity. Just 0.01 is what one person is winning over another person. I kid you not, 0.01%. You will not want to be the person that one person is winning by 0.01%. It will hurt you. Please get your transcripts and get your certificates. Get those things ready and get them handy. Keep them with you. So that when they give you a conditional offer and they're saying because your certificate is not blah 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 blah, you can present it to them. And it's very important. Another thing is renew your passport. So there is a Chevening scholar that's my friend. He was delayed for like 2 months before he resumed school. I don't know if they even paid him stipend for that 2 months. It wasn't in the UK because of his passport. I mean, you were chosen for Chevening and your passport was remaining just 2 months to expiration, and you're sitting down there without renewing your passport. What are you expecting? So it delayed him for months before he could get a new passport and start his processing, visa and everything before he finally left Nigeria. So if you know that your passport is remaining 6 months and you are in the scholarship application journey, please start going now to the immigration office and renew your passport. Renew your passport. Please start the process of renewing your passport. I think passport renewing takes about 2 to 3 months and all if you want to take the due process and everything. So if you know you don't have anybody in the immigration office that can press buttons for you, start going now to the immigration office and renew your passport. I'm begging you in God's name. Renew your passport. Do not wait to the last minute. These are things I'm seeing that are affecting people in my cohort, and I am telling you now so that you can start preparing and not be the person that people will start pitying and sending sorry messages to. You will not like to be in that situation. So renew your passport. This thing now, let me go back to the first tip, but this is the fourth tip about IELTS and transcript and everything. You would think that because your scholarship body is Commonwealth, your scholarship body is Chevening, your scholarship body is Erasmus, they know these people. So once you get it, you are going to process your admission to unconditional offer in the free but second using your scholarship body. Last year, that thing failed somebody I know personally. Now, I'm talking about people that I know personally, and I don't know so much people in this scholarship journey that actually won. But I know a good number. She couldn't come to the UK because her offer was conditional, and I was begging her to please process your offer to unconditional. She was like, I will not do that. Shebi is Chevening, and once they select me, I will just tell them I'm a Chevening scholar and they will just give me an unconditional offer. That was how she lost her scholarship. She was chosen for Chevening, but because she didn't have IELTS on time, her offer got expired. Even though she was sending thousands and millions of emails to the university said you have to fulfill your own condition. Do not depend on your scholarship body to do the job you are supposed to do, because they are also doing their own job. You're also expected to also carry on your own duty as a prospective scholar. You know, it's a two-way thing. You do your own, I do my own. You don't expect your scholarship body to do the duty that you're supposed to do. It is your duty to meet your offer to be unconditional. So when you attribute the role to your scholarship body, it's not balanced. Do not do that. Do these things by yourself. It's really going to go a long way to help you. Start informing your bosses once you're nominated and once you're selected. These are things I'm seeing that are affecting people. I'm saying it again because maybe you have not read your employment letter. There's some employment letter that says before you resign, you have to give them 1 month notice. I have a friend that they had to call the embassy not to revoke his visa because his boss was a very powerful person and they didn't want him to leave the country because you have gotten your visa and everything and you're leaving in 3 days and you're just resigning in 3 days. Do not be unfair to your bosses even though you're leaving to the UK because you do not know where life is taking you to. Do not be unfair to your bosses simply because you got a scholarship and your visa is ready because you do not know where life is taking you to. So please, I'm begging you in God's name, do not do that. Tell your bosses beforehand so that you won't be a victim of circumstances. For example, if you are leaving, you can tell them 1 month ahead. Maybe you can start grooming somebody to fill in your position. You can tell them 2 weeks ahead. I told my people 1 month ahead before I left. so that so that they can start, there were people I can start grooming to fill in my position before I left. It has not been easy for them. Even when I came to the UK, I am still working for the company because there are certain things that only I was the only one that can do it, and it's unfair to me. But I gave them 1 month. Do you understand? Because my company was good to me and all. You might say your company has been unfair to you, but you don't have to pay them back with what they gave you. You need to stand out because you're a scholar. So tell them 1 month ahead, 2 weeks ahead. Do not tell them 1 day to when you are leaving, 3 days to when you are leaving. That would be unfair. Please don't do that. And the 6th tip is carry your family along. I'm guilty here. You know, I didn't tell my parents till it was like 3 weeks to when I was leaving. That was bad. But my siblings, some of my siblings knew about it. So I prepared their mind. Transitioning is a huge thing. It is a beautiful thing for you because you are leaving to the UK to acquire an international education that is fully funded and everything is paid for. But they are still your parents, they are still your siblings, you're attached to them. You cannot just wake up in the morning and say you are leaving and you expect them to be very excited for you. Give them time to adjust to the fact that you are leaving them. Do not just wake up in the morning and say I'm leaving. I know you're going to say village people. It's what you believed in. But do not hurt your parents and your siblings, especially your family, because you're transitioning to the UK. Because wherever life takes you, you're always traced back to your family. And when you get it wrong with your family, it's very difficult to get it right in other places. To get it right with your family. These are the tips I am giving you because these are actually what helped me to be here and active and agile in my education and everything. So you won't have to start explaining to your family because those are really the people that you owe explanation to, no other person and all. I'm not saying go and tell your village people, but this is it. So these are the tips I have for you. I hope these are really helpful for you in this journey and in this process as you are applying for your scholarships and also you're getting selected. Once again, I want to congratulate you for making it this far. My name remains MFONISO and I am a Commonwealth scholar at the University of Warwick. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I hope you do that and share this video with your friends. Till I see you next time, stay blessed and have a great life.